Imagine standing on a wooden deck as the morning mist peels away from the surface of an emerald sea to reveal thousands of limestone pillars rising like the jagged teeth of a sleeping dragon. This is not a scene from a high-budget fantasy film, but a typical morning in northern Vietnam. Most people come here expecting a simple vacation, but they leave with their entire perspective on the world shifted. Today we are embarking on a massive journey through the wonders of Vietnam, from the neon-drenched streets of the south to the misty mountain peaks of the far north. This is a land of contradictions, where an ancient pagoda might sit right next to a gleaming skyscraper, and where the roar of 10 million motorbikes is balanced by the silence of a rice paddy at sunset. We are going to explore why this corner of Southeast Asia has become the ultimate bucket list destination for every type of traveler. We will go deep into the hidden caves of the Central Coast, navigate the chaotic charm of the Mekong Delta, and taste some of the most complex flavors on the planet. By the time we are finished, you will understand why Vietnam is not just a place you visit, but a place that stays inside your soul forever. Our story begins in the north, specifically in the capital city of Hanoi. If the heart of Vietnam has a pulse, you will feel it the moment you step into the old quarter. This is a labyrinth of 36 streets where each alleyway was historically dedicated to a specific trade. You might turn a corner and find yourself in a world of gleaming silver, then walk another 50 meters and enter a street filled entirely with bamboo ladders or colorful silk. The energy here is electric. There is a specific rhythm to the chaos that seems impossible to navigate at first. Motorbikes swarm like schools of fish, and the air is thick with the scent of charcoal grilled pork and aromatic herbs. One of the most iconic experiences here is sitting on a tiny plastic stool on a busy sidewalk slurping down a bowl of bun cha. This is the dish made famous when Anthony Bourdain and Barack Obama shared a meal in a humble local shop. It consists of grilled pork patties swimming in a tangy broth served with cold rice noodles and a mountain of fresh herbs. It is simple, perfect, and captures the essence of Hanoian life. But Hanoi is more than just street food and traffic. It is a city of layers. You have the French colonial architecture with its yellow walls and green shutters standing in contrast to the ancient Chinese influence seen in the Temple of Literature. This temple, founded in 1070, was the first university in the country and remains a sanctuary of peace amidst the city madness. Moving through the grounds, you see the stone turtles carrying the names of scholars who passed the rigorous royal exams centuries ago. It serves as a reminder that education and intellectual pursuit have been the backbone of Vietnamese culture for a millennium. Just a short walk away, you find the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, where the nation's founding father rests. The atmosphere here is somber and respectful, showing the deep reverence the people still hold for the man who led them toward independence. As the sun begins to set, the action moves toward Hoan Kiem Lake. This is the spiritual heart of the city. According to legend, an emperor was given a magical sword by a golden turtle to drive out invaders, and he later returned the sword to the lake. Every evening, locals gather here to walk, exercise, and practice Tai Chi. It is a beautiful display of community and a rare moment of quiet in the bustling capital. Leaving the city behind, we head toward the coast to witness one of the natural wonders of the world, Ha Long Bay. When you see it in person, you realize that photos do not do it justice. There are nearly 2,000 limestone karsts and isles rising out of the Gulf of Tonkin. The best way to experience this is on an overnight cruise. As you sail deeper into the bay, the sounds of the modern world disappear, replaced by the gentle lapping of water against the hull. You can explore hidden caves filled with stalactites that look like frozen waterfalls, or kayak through hidden lagoons, accessible only through low tunnels in the rock. There is a sense of mystery here, as if you are exploring a prehistoric world. In recent years, travelers looking for a quieter experience have started heading to neighboring Lan Ha Bay or Bai Tu Long Bay. These areas offer the same stunning scenery but without the large crowds. You can visit floating fishing villages where families have lived on the water for generations, their homes bobbing on pontoons, and their children paddling to school in small boats. It is a humbling reminder of the many different ways people have adapted to the unique geography of this land. If you head inland from the coast, you reach the province of Ninh Binh, often called Ha Long Bay, on land. This area replaces the sea with endless blankets of green rice paddies but keeps the dramatic limestone mountains. The best way to see it is by taking a small rowboat down the Ngo Dong River in Tam Kok. The twist here is that the local rowers often use their feet to propel the oars with incredible precision. As you drift through the water, you pass directly through 3 massive caves carved into the mountainside. The silence is broken only by the rhythmic splash of the oars and the occasional call of a bird. Nearby, the Mua caves offer a different perspective. After climbing 500 stone steps, you reach a viewpoint that looks out over the entire valley. From up here, you can see the river winding through the fields like a silver ribbon. It is a strenuous climb, especially in the heat, but the reward is one of the most iconic views in Southeast Asia. Continuing our journey north, we move toward the rugged mountains of the Hejiang province. This is perhaps the most visually stunning part of the entire country. The Hejiang Loop is a legendary motorbike route that takes you through the Dongvan Karst Plateau, a UNESCO Global Geopark. This is a landscape of jagged black rock and vertical drops that go on for miles. The road winds along the edges of deep canyons, with the Ma Pi Ling Pass serving as the crown jewel of the journey. Looking down from the pass, you see the turquoise No Kue River snaking through the bottom of the gorge, looking like a tiny thread from such a great height. This region is home to several ethnic minority groups, including the Hmong and Dao people. You will see women in vibrantly embroidered traditional dresses working in the steep cornfields and children playing by the side of the road. On Sundays, the local markets come alive with color and noise as people from surrounding villages gather to trade livestock, textiles, and stories. It is a place where time feels like it has slowed down and the connection to the land is visible in every aspect of life. Not far from Hejiang lies Sapa, a former French hill station nestled in the Huanglian Sun mountain range. Sapa is famous for its terraced rice fields, which look like giant green staircases carved into the mountainside. When the hills are shrouded in fog, the scenery takes on a mystical, ethereal quality. Hiking through the valleys, guests can visit villages like Kat Kat or Ta Phin to learn about the traditional weaving and dyeing techniques of the local tribes. For those seeking a physical challenge, there is Fansipan, the highest peak in Indochina. While a modern cable car can take you to the summit in minutes, the multi-day trek to the top is a rite of passage for many, many hikers. From the peak, you are literally above the clouds, looking out over a sea of white mist with jagged peaks poking through like islands. As we move toward the center of the country, we encounter a different side of Vietnam heritage. Hue, the former imperial capital, sits on the banks of the Perfume River. This city was the seat of the Nguyen dynasty for over 100 years, and its history is preserved in the massive citadel. Walking through the gates of the Forbidden Purple City, you can imagine the emperors and their courtiers moving through these ornate halls. Much of the complex was damaged during the wars, but extensive restoration work is bringing the intricate wood carvings and bright red lacquer back to life. Just outside the city are the royal tombs of past emperors. Each tomb was designed to reflect the personality of the ruler. The tomb of Khai Din is a blend of Vietnamese and European styles, with walls covered in intricate glass and ceramic mosaics. In contrast, the tomb of Tu Duc is a sprawling garden complex with a lake and pavilions designed for poetry and contemplation. Hue is also the culinary heart of the country. Because it was the imperial capital, the food here was elevated to an art form. You can enjoy a royal banquet with dozens of small, beautifully presented dishes, or try the spicy bun bo hue, a beef noodle soup that many locals prefer over the more famous pho. A few hours south of Hue lies Hoi An, arguably the most charming town in Vietnam. During the 16th and 17th centuries, Hoi An was a major international trading port, attracting merchants from Japan, China, and Europe. This blend of cultures is reflected in the architecture of the ancient town, which has been remarkably well preserved. The iconic Japanese covered bridge is a symbol of the town with its weathered pink wood and protective statues. At night, the town transforms into a fairy tale scene as thousands of colorful silk lanterns are lit up. The streets are closed to motorized traffic, allowing you to wander past yellow-fronted shops and ancient tea houses in peace. Hoi An is also the tailoring capital of the world. You can walk into a shop in the morning, get measured for a custom suit or dress, and have a perfectly fitted garment by the following afternoon. But the real magic of Hoi An is found in its connection to the river. Taking a small boat out at sunset as the lanterns begin to glow is an experience that feels like stepping back in time. Near Hoi An, we find the ruins of Mai Sun Sanctuary, once the religious and political capital of the Champa Kingdom. Built between the 4th and 14th centuries, these red brick towers were dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva. The architecture is unique because the bricks were joined together without the use of visible mortar. Walking through the ruins, you can see the intricate carvings of deities and floral patterns that have survived for centuries, despite the encroachment of the jungle and the scars of war. It is a hauntingly beautiful place that tells the story of an empire that once dominated central Vietnam. For those looking for adventure and natural wonders on a massive scale, the province of Quang Binh is home to Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park. This area contains the oldest karst mountains in Asia and a network of hundreds of cave systems, including Son Doong, the largest cave in the world. Son Doong is so big that it has its own internal weather system, clouds, and even a jungle inside. While access to Son Doong is limited and expensive, there are many other incredible caves to explore. Paradise Cave is a cathedral of stone stretching for 31 kilometers underground. The stalactites and stalagmites here are illuminated with tasteful lighting, revealing structures that look like alien landscapes. Another highlight is the hang toi, or dark cave, where visitors can zipline over a turquoise river, swim through a narrow passage, and take a mud bath in the pitch-black depths of the earth. It is an adrenaline-fueled way to experience the geological power of this region. Traveling further south, we reach the coastal city of Da Nang. Often seen as a midpoint for travelers, Da Nang has developed into a destination in its own right. It is a modern dynamic city with wide boulevards and a long stretch of sandy beach. The Dragon Bridge is a modern marvel that actually breathes fire and water on weekend nights. Just outside the city, the Marble Mountains are a cluster of 5 limestone hills named after the 5 elements. These hills are filled with caves converted into Buddhist sanctuaries and pagodas. Climbing to the top provides a panoramic view of the coastline and the growing skyline of the city. Da Nang is also the gateway to the Bana Hills, where the famous Golden Bridge is located. 2 massive stone hands appear to lift a golden walkway out of the mountain mist. While the park itself has a theme park atmosphere, the bridge has become a global icon of modern Vietnamese engineering and design. Heading into the Central Highlands, we arrive in Da Lat, known as the City of Eternal Spring. Because of its high altitude, the climate here is cool and misty, a stark contrast to the heat of the lowlands. The French built villas here to escape the summer swelter, and much of that colonial charm remains. Da Lat is a land of waterfalls, pine forests, and flower gardens. It is also the center of Vietnam's coffee production. You can visit plantations where the beans are grown, processed, and roasted on site. Trying a cup of thick, dark Vietnamese coffee with sweetened condensed milk while looking out over a valley of greenhouses is a quintessential Da Lat experience. For the more adventurous, the area is a hub for canyoning where you can rappel down waterfalls and slide into natural pools. The city is also home to the Crazy House, an organic architectural marvel that looks like something out of a Salvador Dali painting, with winding tunnels shaped like tree roots and rooms themed after different animals. Finally, we reach the southern powerhouse of Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon. If Hanoi is the traditional soul of Vietnam, Saigon is its high-energy engine. This is a city of 10 million people and seemingly twice as many motorbikes. The skyscraper of Landmark 81 towers over the city as a symbol of Vietnam's rapid economic growth, but down at street level, the traditional way of life continues. You can visit the War Remnants Museum for a sobering look at the country's turbulent 20th century history, or see the Notre Dame Cathedral and Central Post Office for a glimpse of the city's French past. The energy here is infectious. There are hidden rooftop bars offering views of the glittering skyline and secret underground cafes tucked away in old apartment buildings. At night, the Ben Thanh market area becomes a hub of street food and commerce. Saigon is a city that never sleeps, and its constant motion is a testament to the resilience and optimism of the Vietnamese people. From Saigon, it is a short trip to the Cu Chi tunnels, an immense network of underground passages used during the war. Walking through these narrow tunnels gives you a profound appreciation for the ingenuity and endurance required to survive in such conditions. You can see the booby traps, the living quarters, and even the underground kitchens that were used by the soldiers. It is a powerful historical site that provides a deeper understanding of the conflicts that shaped modern Vietnam. Beyond the city, the landscape changes again as we enter the Mekong Delta, known as the Rice Bowl of Vietnam. This is a world of water where the mighty Mekong River splits into a labyrinth of branches and canals. Life here revolves around the river. One of the most famous sights is the floating markets like the one at Kai Rang. Hundreds of boats gather in the early morning laden with fruits, vegetables, and flowers. To advertise what they are selling, vendors hang their produce from tall bamboo poles so buyers can see from a distance. Navigating these waterways in a small sampan is a peaceful way to see the lush orchards and traditional brick kilns that line the banks. The Delta is a place of incredible fertility where every inch of land is used to grow something, and the hospitality of the locals is legendary. For those craving white sand beaches and turquoise water, the southern islands of Vietnam offer a tropical escape. Phu Quoc, located in the Gulf of Thailand, is the country's largest island. Whilst it has seen rapid development in recent years, there are still secluded beaches like Sao Beach with its powdery sand and leaning palm trees. The island is also famous for its high-quality pepper and fish sauce, which is considered the best in the country. You can visit the night market in Duong Dong to feast on fresh seafood grilled to order. Further offshore, the Con Dao Islands offer a more rugged and untouched experience. Once a penal colony during the French and American periods, the islands are now a protected national park with some of the best diving and snorkeling in Vietnam. The history here is heavy, but the natural beauty is undeniable, with sea turtles nesting on the beaches and crystal clear waters teeming with coral reefs.